Hello, my friends. Hello, my life warriors, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Day In, Day Out podcast. Yes, today on the podcast, episode 113, I was very privileged to have Cheron K. Griffin on the podcast. She is a life coach, personal developer, speaker, author. She also helps individuals find their balance and freedom. We spoke about a number of different topics on the podcast today. We also spoke about, how it took her 4 marriages to find the right one. And basically, we also talked about how she developed her book and what people can do to sort of find their way on their right path. She is a very interesting lady, and I've got to say, very fun as well. So please sit back, enjoy the podcast, and have a great day. Okay, no worries. Peace. Hello, my friends. Hello, my life warriors. Wherever you are in the world, welcome to the Day In, Day Out podcast. Woo! Today on the podcast, here we go. We have Cheron K. Griffin. She is a life coach, personal developer, speaker, author, and basically she helps individuals find their balance and their freedom. How are you today? Oh, by the way, this is episode 113.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I am doing phenomenal on today. And I have to say, thank you for having me. I appreciate.
No, the pleasure is all mine. Like, I am curious. Have you always been a life coach, or is it something you were like, okay, here we go?
I have not always been a life coach.
Right.
By profession, a dental hygienist of 27 plus years. I'm no longer practicing, but I always found myself coaching my patients.
Yeah.
And I knew that I had a niche like in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2017, I just finally decided to say, hey, I'm going to go get my certifications. And this is something that I would love to do permanently. I love teaching people to live in their authentic truth, and be free, because so many people are bound by tradition and by what other people think. But my perception is, or I'll say this, my favorite hashtag is IDGAF.
What? IGDAF.
ID.
ID, yes.
GAF.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. It's like, okay, that is a very long hashtag right there. It's like,
Don't you love it?
it's like, it's like, yeah. It's like, It's like, yeah. Oh, dearie me. It's like, like someone comes up to you like, you've come to my field of fucks and you find it barren. There you go.
Right, But see, so many people just care about what other people think, and they're so bound and they're so stuck. And I'm like, girl, get over it. Man up. Like, you have one life to live. On your deathbed, you don't want to say, I wish. I wish I did this, or I wish I didn't listen to them. I wish I lived in my authentic truth. No, do it now, because when it's over, it's over. I mean, we transition, but we don't really know what we transition to. So enjoy this journey now.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Like, this is the thing. Like, 27 years being a dental hygienist,
Yes.
like,
Off and on, and never really committed to anyone, just did like temp work.
yeah.
I think I have commitment issues in that area.
It's like, I would simply say whoever's with you right there is most really looking like, what? That's
not in relationships, but like just saying, oh, I'm going to be at this job like 30 years or 2 years or 10. Oh no, I couldn't.
No, well, like this is the thing. Like I would simply say, sort of gone have the days where a workplace will give you the commitment to you to working in one place for 30 years or longer, or up from when you start to retirement. But like I think with a lot of people today, I think a lot of people are going to be asking themselves, like especially with 2020, the great lockdown, I think as it's going to be low in the future, trying to find their authentic truths. Oh, if someone came up to you and went, how do I start on the path of finding my authentic truth? What would you say to them?
Here's my Cash App.
Here's my cash app. Wow.
Here's my Cash App.
Wow. Like, damn. Wow. No, just like pay me.
Let's have a consultation.
Wow. Just like,
Here's my calendar link.
it's like, okay.
Set up an appointment, honey.
Oh my God. Not one little nugget of this. I know.
No.
No, just like no. Just like,
no.
no, it's like, I'm just like, hey, no. Here's my cash app. Look.
Let me hear that little money sign,
like,
and then I can speak.
Yeah, it's like, look, put some coin on there, and then we can start talking.
Right?
Oh God, I'm gonna choke. Oh, dear me. Okay, like, maybe a slight sliver behind the curtain. Yes, I'm not saying give away all your secrets. I'm just like, you know what I mean? But like, damn, like in a podcast, people were like, "Where's my cat? Here's my cash app." Wow. God damn, wow. It's like, woo. Like,
you liked that, didn't you? It made you laugh.
Hey, look, like, you know what? Look, before we started this, look, I knew you were going to be trouble. I knew. I
knew. Not trouble.
No, like, hey, just like going, yeah, I've been stalking you. Like, you didn't say, you didn't say, yeah, I did a little bit of research. You went, yeah, I stalked you on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see you in your fitness. Like, it's like, give me like, look, yeah. It's like, if this doesn't go well, I'll just do a little bit more research.
Oh my
I'll
God.
find you in London.
Oh God. Yeah, I knew you were in London. I knew you like to exercise. Yes, I did stalk your page. If that's, that's my terminology. You call it research. Same difference. I'm still learning about you, right?
Wow. Yeah, that's like, you know what I mean? When you say research, it has a certain vibe to it. When you say stalk,
and everything is a play on words. Like, okay, let me give you a real play on words, right? And I'm gonna give you two examples. Oops, I put up three. I'm gonna give you two examples. So in church, right, we say your spirit, like their spirit is off, right?
Okay.
And the world will say, I'm not vibing with them, right?
Okay.
And then when you get into spirituality, you'll say, oh, it's something about their energy, right? Same thing. Vibe, energy, spirit. Same thing, different words. Now, another one. In church, we'll say, oh, they're so prophetic, right? In the world, oh, they have psychic abilities. In spirituality, they're so intuitive. All the same thing. They all can foresee and foretell you something about the future or even your past. So back to stalking and researching. It's a play on words. I just went through.
Here's my caveat to that. One has like definite strong legal connotations. The other one doesn't.
Well, not necessarily. It depends how far the stalking would go, right?
Okay.
Because if we use stalking, now if I showed up at your house or someone showed up at your house, not me because I'm not a stalker, then it would be totally different. Now you have legalities where you can get a restraining order or something like that. But to go on your page and just find out who you are, I stalked your page for like 15, 20 minutes, just seeing what your content was, what you talk about. And in my stalking or researching, I learned that you love to work out.
Hey, I do.
And when I Googled your name, I learned you were a podcaster, London-based podcaster. So now, a US woman who comes to your front door, that would be stalking. Wouldn't you agree? Now, that's legality right there.
It's like I'm a little bit nervous because it seems like you played this game many a time. Come on.
Oh, you went with the legality part, so I'm just like trying to help you to identify your word usage.
Yeah, fair enough. But yes, back to the question. Yeah. What sliver or little nugget would you give someone, like if they just came to you as a friend to get them on the sort of path? No cash app pending.
To be honest, I would just say the first thing that you need to do is decide. In all honesty, a lot of times we are incapable of making our own decisions, and we have to go get the high five or the okays from other people to make us feel more comfortable in the decision that we really want to make. I think you just need to decide mentally what you want to do. And actually, I woke up this morning and I thought about divorce. And the first thing about divorce is deciding that that's what you want. And then you go through the processes of getting that divorce. But your initial thought would be your decision, making your decision, coming to your decision, and then why? Why have I decided this? So why do I need change? Why do I need the opinions of other people? And we need to sometimes dig deep and ask ourselves those type of questions. Why do I need a co-signer on my life? Because a lot of times the people we ask to co-sign, their lives are jacked up. And they can't really lead or guide you anywhere. So my position is trust God, trust spirit, go with your inner self, your inner gut, your inner God, and let that entity speak to you and lead and guide you in your truth, because your co-signer's truth might not be your truth. And they may say, and I'm gonna use me for an example, when I was about to get divorced, my mother was like, don't you need him for insurance? Don't you need him for this? But I had already decided that I'm leaving. So my word usage to her was, no, I need God. And that's all I need. And it worked out perfectly. But in my decision making, I cut everyone off, everyone that was familiar to me, except one person. And it was just about me and God at that point. It was about learning who I was again. It was about my personal self-development. It was learning what makes me happy and what makes me thrive and what makes me hurt and what makes me cry. And how do I get to the next place in life in a joyous and a happy place? Because a lot of times when we decide, we don't understand that there's going to be hard times in our decision. It's going to be times that we cry. But I feel like this, it's those times that really make us strong. It's those times where we dig deep It's those times where millionaires are created. It's those times when we start to embrace who we are and use our creativity and accept life as it comes. But if we stay in places that we're not welcomed, then we not only can experience a physical death, but an emotional death, a spiritual death, a financial death. And we have to say, do we choose to live or do we choose to die? Um, in that particular situation. And it's so many people that choose death over life. So my position as a life coach is helping someone to live their authentic life in their freedom, as long as they're not intentionally hurting someone else or hurting themselves. Um, but in your authenticity, people aren't going to be in agreement. So, and I'll use me for an example because it's always best. In my authenticity, my mother got hurt, in some of my writings and things like that because I exposed my truth. Um, but it was okay because I didn't intentionally hurt, but I did live in my truth. So now that it was out there, she had to learn to deal with what was said, but it was part of my healing. So,
Yeah. Like this is the thing. Like like there is a lot. Like from what you mentioned here, there's a lot of self-reflection with
yes,
regards to that. And I think there are a lot of people out there who say they want to change, but they don't do the long, hard look at themselves. And like either it's too painful or they're scared or they don't believe they need to do that because they think they're fine, but they want to make the
right.
change.
Um, okay, so on Friday, I just had my virtual book launch, right? 134 Reasons You Can't Find a Man.
Yep.
But in this book, it's really a journal and it takes you on a self-discovery,
Mm.
reflection journey. It's really not about finding no man. It's about digging deep and looking in your own mirror and
Mm.
stop pointing your fingers. Oh, he did that or he did this. Sometimes we have to look at ourselves and say, what did I contribute
Mm.
to this? Ironically, on Saturday, the day after the launch, I looked at a Nollywood movie,
Yeah.
and then I looked at a Tyler Perry movie. And in the Nollywood movie, it was a beautiful lady. She was angry. She was accomplished. She had everything she needed, but she was angry, had a husband,
Mm.
treated him like shit. Okay. So then I went to the Tyler Perry movie. Beautiful young lady, but would just talk to her husband any old kind of way, just nasty. The two commonalities between these two women were that they were both raped by family members. The Nollywood young lady
Mm.
was raped by her father and had his baby, okay? And her mother knew, and they covered it up and they raised this child, the mother and the father raised the child as their son, okay? In the Tyler Perry movie, it was, I think, her uncle
Mm-hmm.
that molested her or raped her, and she had a baby. And that baby was also raised as her brother. So a lot of times when we, and I'm talking about you and I, when we look at people, we don't know what's going on inside.
Mm.
We don't know the life experiences. Only thing we can say is, oh, she's a bitch, or oh, he's a dickhead. But
Mm.
we really don't know. Now, with these two women, once it finally came out and they confronted their parents. Now it was up to them to decide, do I want to carry this burden for the rest of my life? Because, yeah, it hurts like hell.
Mm.
Do I want to accept it because it happened? We can't take it back at this point. Do I want to accept it and heal and grieve and whatever I got to do to move forward? So many people are afraid to accept it and look in the mirror because the pain is so deep
Mm.
that they don't know or they don't want to feel that pain. But from my experience, you feel it, you embrace it, and you move on from it. And then you help somebody else who's been in your same position. Because what I've learned, I was molested when I was a young girl. What I've learned is that 1 out of every 4 girls in a room has been molested, right?
Okay.
So that means that I have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of people that I can help to heal. And I embrace that and I use that and I give back to those entities because hurt people hurt people. Broke people break people. But healed people help people. And that's why I choose to do the things that I do. These books, they're about healing, empowerment, inspirement, or being inspired or teaching people to be inspired. It's about love. It's about living in your authentic truth. It's about embracing the pain, but moving forward.
Mm.
Because what I know is that you can heal and that you can be happy again and you can find love and someone can and will embrace all of you, but walk in your truth. Whatever your truth is, walk in it.
Mm.
You know, so for me to have these conversations, even in front of my husband, it's normal. You know, I don't hide who I am. You could take me or you can leave me, and it's okay. You know, I don't hurt when people say, oh, you're too much, or, oh, I don't want to be your friend. My motto,
Mm.
fuck me, fuck you. I'm good.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always said to God that when I take my last breath on earth, allow me to die empty. All this stuff that I have in me to give to the earth, let it be gone. Let me give it out to the universe, to people, and then go.
Yeah. Like that last bit. Like, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You okay there? Yeah. Yeah. Um, like it's one of those things when you say let me go and let me be empty. It's like Les Brown said. I think it's a famous quote. He says like, yeah, the sort of like the ghosts of your ambitions, your dreams, like
Yes,
deathbed stand around you. And like, yeah, most of the times they stand there with like, now I'm paraphrasing, most of the times they stand there with like angry eyes because you're the
right,
person who could bring them to life. And like
right.
the thing, and with the stuff you're doing, like with regards to being like life coach, personal development, like the book you've written, like come out with 4 ladies, like well, basically, like you could just like scribble out like find the man, like could change it to find
Right. You
that.
know, the crazy thing, someone said, Cheron, like when I go through your book, it's not only for single women, it's for everybody.
Mm.
Um, but I wrote it for single women, particularly because so many women were asking me, well, how'd you get a man?
Mm.
Like, this is my 5th marriage.
Wow.
So I'm great at dating and I'm great at getting married. My last marriage was 16 years. This marriage is going on 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I choose to get back on a horse. I'm not going to allow my past to dictate my future.
Mm.
I'm like Ariana Grande when she says in her song, "Thank you, next." I choose to get the lesson. I choose to learn. And then I choose to move forward with those lessons so I don't repeat my flaws
Mm.
or their failures, but it's embracing. And I think it's hard for people to embrace the thank you
Mm.
so they can move on to the next. Because when you're saying thank you, you're saying, thank you that you've showed me this, or thank you that you taught me this. Now I can move on. For instance, one of my last relationships before I met my husband, um, I had told God before I met him, I said, I want me a thug nigga. I said, I want to try that, right?
Oh, no, no, no.
No, this is how I talk to God. Like
Yeah,
people have their own
yeah,
relationships, but I talk to God like, yo, what we doing? You
yeah.
know, God, I want to try me a thug nigga. So God said, oh, you want one? Voila, here you go. With that gentleman, I lost 10 pounds in 10 months. I mean, 10 pounds in 1 month. He wasn't coming home at night, just mental, just everything.
Yeah.
But he taught me what I didn't want. So I said, okay, God, I thank you for the lesson. I know that I can't handle that type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So next time, if I meet someone and they have those same characteristics, I see it and I know that's not what I want.
Mm.
So he taught me, this particular gentleman, what I didn't want and what I didn't deserve. And I can always go back and say, hey, thank you for teaching me this,
Mm.
because you led me to the best person that I believe that God has designed and equipped just for me. My husband is phenomenal. Um, we share the same birthday. We met in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, nice.
His wife that transitioned by death, she was a life coach. I'm a life coach. She was a public speaker. I'm a public speaker. Her name is Shay. My nickname is Shay. So, to the gentleman before, thank you. You've led me to the best person that God designed me for in this time, in this dispensation. And I appreciate you for that. Thank you for not holding on to me or trying to hold on to me and not letting me go so someone else couldn't find me. Thank you. Next.
No, like, hey, I like that. I like that a lot. And like, this is the thing. You've traveled some hard road, from,
Oh, absolutely.
and like this is one of the things where I find with many a person who's like says they're a life coach. I'm a life coach, and like it's like going, yeah. So how can I deal with this? How can I deal with that? And like they've gone, I basically loving family into like you know what I mean into high school. That was great. I was one of the most popular people, and then
Hmm.
college. That was a breeze. And then I got a six-figure job, and it's like going, okay, like like to be a real life coach, like you've got to have some type of like roughness or some type of crisis you've like dealt with it personally, and you can like go, yeah, you know what, I understand where you're coming from. And I think a lot of life coaches haven't had that, but you you have, and like, you know what I mean, helping people get those, like, given the right tools to help them move forward in life.
Yes.
Yeah, it must be kind of tough at times because yeah, it can get quite close to like the personal mark, I imagine.
You know what? Like, okay, for instance, when I was crying, I'm not crying because I'm sad.
Mm,
I'm crying because I have compassion um, for mankind and humanity. And I can identify with those who are hurting.
mhm.
So that's just my spirit grieving for them, but not for my own selfish purpose or reasons. Like I'm so way past it. But when I see other people hurt, even though the movie was a movie, but it's so many people who are in those same situations in their adulthood because that thing was never dealt with.
Mm,
And they're still hurting. Like I know women who've been through multiple marriages, and people have taken everything from them in those marriages. And I'm thinking, girlfriend, you can get your money back, right? Money come and go. Money circulates. Money is an energy,
mm.
right? So we can get that back. That's easy. If you've made it one time, you can make it again.
Yeah.
But what about your peace and your sanity? Let's get that back. You can stay in that position where, oh, I'm hurting and woe is me and oh, it was the worst thing that ever happened. Or you could say, look, shake that shit off. I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna ride this horse again and I'm gonna live my best life. And there's so many women that don't want to live their best life. It's so many women who look at me, um, who follow me on my pages and say, I want to be like that motherfucker. I want to be like that bitch, right? But they won't ask me how. They won't take the courses, some of them. And it frustrates me sometimes because I'm saying, girlfriend, you want it. You want it bad. Like you be inboxing me,
Mm.
but you can't invest what, a little bit of money into your healing. Well, tell you what, you would go and pay Susie 10,000, 30,000, who don't have no life experience, but a degree and a certificate. And I got a degree and certificate. And who's going to take your money? She might give you some tools of how she did it or how they do.
Mm.
But I'm gonna give you tools. I'm gonna give you life experiences. I'm gonna give you tears. I might even fly out there to come see your ass to make sure that you're okay.
Mm.
You know, so people have to invest in themselves. So whether it's me or somebody else, but invest with someone who's really did the work, not just a certificate, who did the work, because I wouldn't want anyone operating on me who has the degree but never performed a surgery.
Mm.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, no, like this is the thing. When you say, yeah, you've got people who are hitting you up in your DMs and like they want the help and everything like this. And what I often see, and this is the thing, like child of the 70s and 80s, and like, you know what I mean? So
Me
seeing,
too.
yeah,
70s baby.
oh, excellent, excellent. So I've seen the sort of transition of how media goes and everything like this. And like I watch a lot of YouTube videos about this, that, the other, and like the amount of times I watch a sort of finance YouTube channel and everything like this, you can do X, Y, and Z. They're not selling the course, but they're like, this is what I've done, or this is how I can like make things happen. And I go, right, they put all the information out there. And like I've had a number of people like go, yeah, on who are hosts of these and go, yeah, I put the information out there, but I know 90% of people ain't going to do it. 5% out the remaining 10%, 5% might dabble in it. And then it's like the others might take it a little bit more seriously. And then you might get that one person.
So check this out, right? Excuse me. I love this video on YouTube. It's a book. It's 17 minutes, 49 seconds. This is how much I look at this book or listen to it. It's called It Works, the Little Red Book. And I tell all my clients, I need you to listen to this, right? So in the book, it says, a proven guru pretty much comes to town and he's going to help you heal your cancer. And he's proven this. He has the methodology, he has the statistics to say that it works. Most people aren't going to come because they doubt that is true. Let me tell you, if I'm sick, right, and it's been proven, I'll be the first in line. But so many people say they want it, but they really don't want it.
Well, yeah, that's because and thing, it might sound harsh, but I would say they say they want it, but they're not actually sort of looking at the sort of greater work to actually get it. Because look, for you to move from being a dental hygienist to being a life coach, and then basically being a qualified life coach, it basically took 27 plus years of your life being a dental hygienist. It's taking
Right.
four marriages, which like sadly went down the wrong path. A relationship with a thug-like gentleman who put you onto the right path with your current husband, and like basically a lot of self-reflection to sort of like go, yeah, this is like, let me pick myself, dust myself down, and like, you know what I mean? And look, I'm not even touching any part of like what went on with you as a child with, you know what I mean? But you've looked at yourself, went, okay, this has happened and this has gone down. What do I do? Maybe you were lost for quite a while before you went, okay, yeah, if I can fix this one thing, maybe it make things a little bit better. Okay, I fixed that.
You know what I did? I put down religion and I picked up spirituality. When I left the church and just connected to God, to spirit, to source, to universe, to divine, whatever you want to call that entity.
Right.
That's when my life really changed. And it sounds weird to some people. And, you know, a lot of people get offended when I say the universe, like the universe said, or the universe told me, and I'm like,
yep.
Why does that offend you? Because I didn't say it the way we've been taught to say it. And a lot of times we follow the status quo on everything and we don't think for ourselves. But when you've experienced something great, and I've experienced something great with God, that relationship, and I want to give that back as well, because I'm totally tuned into spirit. A lot of people are afraid because it's not the tradition that we've been taught, you know. And I'm saying, but you've seen how it works, or it worked for me, but you're afraid of it because it's not what you were taught. And I think a lot of us are still in the matrix and we're afraid to come out. And I could put it in better terminology. A lot of times people put God in a box and we only let God maneuver in that box. But we don't let him out and be great. Or even this, genie in the bottle.
Mm.
So many people will keep genie in the bottle, but if you just let the genie out, your wish is my command. People are afraid of it.
Mm. I,
I think I think people enjoy staying stagnant. And I think that's why only 1% of the world's population are really doing it. And it's those that believe, believe that God can do anything and that the universe will move on their behalf, and that the puzzle pieces will be aligned up. When I went to the Dominican Republic, first of all, I was laying in a bed in a room and I said, okay, Spirit, where are we going next? And I heard the DR, didn't even know what the DR was, looked up the DR next day. Found a bed and breakfast on the beach, booked a trip for 5 weeks. Got on a plane, it was like soul plane. I said, where the hell am I going? It was like all these black men. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? Right? Like the plane bumping. And I'm like, where am I? You know, I get to the DR on the way to the little condo, and I started crying. I was like, oh my God, this looks like such poverty. Why am I here? And for about 5 weeks, I asked God, why am I here? But I remember um, being there in the room late night in the shower, and I was sitting at the base of the shower, and I was just crying. And I said, God, this isn't who you created me to be. And I said that because I had started taking on a masculine energy where I was the dominant and they were my bitches. I don't need him. Look, fuck you, nigga. Uh, but I knew, I knew what was going on. And I talked to God about, like, God, this isn't who I am. You have to change me. This isn't who you created. And a few days later, I met my husband. But had I not obeyed what I heard, I never would have been in the Dominican Republic. People were like, why are you going there for 5 weeks? You're crazy, you're this. But guess what? I'm married and I'm happy. And I met the best person for me. I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say, like, just simply like this. It seems like um you found sort of peace in the
Yeah.
Dominican Republic, because, like, yeah, as much as I've just getting to know you now, like you say, you took on a masculine energy, like, yeah, sort of, I would say more fronting, if you get what I mean, than what your real self.
And it was fronting, but it was still operating in that energy.
Uh-huh.
Um, like that boss bitch. You know how I don't need a man, that, all of that.
Yeah.
But that's not really what I wanted. I might have said it,
Mm.
but I didn't want that. I had a desire to be married again. I had a desire to be someone's wife. And the most amazing thing about our situation is that I enjoy catering to my husband.
Okay.
I enjoy making sure that he's fed every night. I enjoy making sure that the house is clean and, that we have those beautiful talks and we go out and we just sometimes do nothing. I enjoy that. I don't have to go out and spend lots of money. Just being with him is perfect for me.
Yeah. I would say, like, with like what you just said there, like, yeah, you enjoyed like catering to your husband, like,
Mhm.
basically making him feel you're keeping the house clean, everything like this. That would, like, how can I put it? It might grate some women of today what you just said. Like, like, I look, I know what you most already would say to them if they came up to you, but you know,
Bitch, you single. Learn something. Cash at me.
yeah, but like, yeah, cash app, he's got, but you know what I mean? Like, some people go, that is like a very old world view. If you get what I mean.
Well, you know what? For me, that's not an old world view. That's just my view and something that I choose and something that I started in the beginning. So I can't start something and then just take it away because now I'm no longer consistent. I thrive off of consistency. So I want to be what I am or be what I require, if that makes sense. Now, in someone else's situation, they might want to order out every day. It's okay. You know, whatever works for your situation, there is no right and wrong when it comes to all relationships. This is what works for us. Now, if you're with someone, and like I said, if you want to order out, do it. Have fun doing it. You know, I go to the gym. I get joy out of keeping my body right.
Yeah.
You know, it's how he met me. So why would I switch it up and all of a sudden like just blow up and get all fat? And you know, why would I do that? Because now I put myself in a position not to be attractive no more for him. And how do I notice? I've done it before. Marriage number 4. I was tiny when I met him. I was almost a size 18 when I left. Okay. So I let myself go in that. But now, if I look back in retrospect, I was depressed eating,
Mm.
you know, and then I was part of the church culture who didn't at the time teach about health and wellness, and they were just eating all the time. So I was a part of that tribe, always cooking, always eating. Us, we're very basic when it comes to eating at home. I could tell you what I cook: salmon and vegetables, or salmon and salad. That's what we have every day, except for the weekends. We'll go out. And a lot of times, even when we go out to eat, it's salmon and salad or salmon and vegetables.
It's like
So,
you could
so
make it
please
home.
don't think I'm making like some gourmet meals or whatever.
Yeah.
We're very basic. Um, Before I met him, I prayed. I said, God, please don't allow me to hook up with someone who likes to eat a lot. I've lost all that weight,
Mm.
you know, so I don't want to go back to that place, you know, and God blessed me with what I wanted. So, you know, we just very basic. I enjoy exercise and been doing it for about 10 years. Because I knew once I left my last husband, I had to make sure it was tight and right again, you know. Uh,
Oh, loving it, loving it. Uh, So, what exercises do you do at the gym to make sure it's tight and right again?
you know what? I like how you did that.
There you go.
Actually, okay. I had a patient who had beautiful legs and a nice butt, right?
Mhm.
So I was like, what do you do? So she got on a Stairmaster at least for 10 minutes every day. So I make sure I get on that Stairmaster now, and it's working. Okay. Sometimes it freaks me out because my pants are getting a little snug in the butt area and the thighs. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going to like skits out over that because I'm very weight conscious now. People will probably say I'm real crazy about my weight. Um, so I've been consistent on doing that. Oh, my stomach, I put them weights on my stomach now. Yeah, I have like abs. Not like super abs, not the way I really want them, but they're there. You can see them. They're like, hey. Um, and I do, of course, my arm exercise where I have definition.
Mhm.
And I do my back exercise because right under my bra, I have this little piece of fat, right? That it just won't go away. And I'm like, okay, God, like, I don't want to go get it sucked out. Can you kind of help me, like, maybe to tone it with some muscles or something, So I do my leg exercise and stuff as well. So
Put it this way, when you say stairmaster, look, like there's a like we've got a couple of step machines in the gym I go to. Like, yes,
Mhm.
no, like those are evil things which should just be put in some torture chamber somewhere. Where, like, yeah, you just see someone like they start out and like, yeah, if they're really going for it, doing a good half an hour or so, they start out all walking upright, looking around. Yes, it's great. Then you see the pace getting a little bit slower. Then 20 minutes in there, you see literally leaning. It's like, going, okay, I can make it. I can make it. Then they get off. And you're,
I love it. I love it. And actually, like, I have on a cute shirt now, but my bottom has on my gym stuff because I try to go at least 4 or 5 days a week.
yeah.
Because to me, not only is it a physical workout, but it's mental.
Mm,
And it helps me to stay balanced mentally. Like on Friday, my book launch, it took a lot of work, even though it was virtual, just to get to that place. So it's like you've been on this high and then all of a sudden you're dropping down. So yesterday I made myself go to the gym and I felt so much better. I felt like I got my mental balance again,
mm.
from coming off that high of like really selling these books and mailing books and constantly communicating with people. So it was like, whew. So now I'm good again. Thank God for that. But I know me, I know my body, I know what I need.
Mm, mm. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, answer me this. Like, how long did it take you to get your book together?
Oh wow. I'm quick when it comes to writing. I think this particular book I wrote in my bed in Africa, in Kenya.
Yeah.
Um, so start to finish with book in hand, maybe about 3 months. This book right here, the last one, um, that might have taken me a month to write. And I say that only because it's just 134 reasons. Now, what I have to say, as far as the graphic stuff, that took a while.
Mm-hmm.
Going back and forth with the graphic design artist, back and forth, and it not working, and me getting a headache, and me probably cussing him out and stuff. And then, I had to go back and apologize, and then we do it again.
Mm,
So I think because of the graphics, that one probably took maybe about 4 or 5 months,
right.
um, because I was constantly getting pissed off. And we worked together for 4 years.
Mm.
So he kind of knows me, and I might wake him up in the middle of the night. You know, um, as kind as I am,
Yes. Come on.
um, I can be the devil wears Prada.
Okay. Right.
You know.
Yeah, I get that reference. Yes. I've seen that film at least a couple of times.
Yeah, I can totally be her.
Yeah.
And I think he knows, well, he does know. And anyone who has worked with me knows that I'm a perfectionist and I like excellence and I want it done when I want it done. And if I'm paying you, it better be done right,
Mm.
because that's when my claws come out.
Yeah. Don't you find the pursuit of perfection is a maddening thing because perfection doesn't exist? Like the pursuit of excellence, yes, but when it go for that realm of perfection,
Well, right. Perfection, I'm not. Excellence, my mother taught me about excellence. So if it ain't excellent, like, this is horrible, and don't judge me, people. Like, I would throw the book across the room.
wow.
I might not throw it at you, but if I keep telling you the same thing over and over
Mm-hmm.
and you're not getting it,
Your frustration.
then yeah, 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 so, but I try to keep that in because I'm more matured now. And I haven't acted that way in a very long time. Um, and my children even say, Mom, you're real peaceful now. Like I used to fight at work or fight in a restaurant or, I just had that hot temper. And I thought, I know that was just part of my anger built up from life,
Mm.
and people thinking that they can get over on me. So not only would I use my words, but I would fight. And then being small, people think they can take advantage of you. So I just did what I had to do to protect myself at that time. But I'm totally different now, but I am a person of excellence. And if you say you can do something, you better know how to do it,
Mm.
especially when I'm paying you for it.
Mm. No, I hear you. I hear you. Um, let answer me this, like with that sort of built, like those moments of frustration you had, like when doing the book and everything like this, like you mentioned, you did like sometimes like okay, that book's flying across the room just to vent your frustration. Did you find that you like your energy levels for the rest of the day or other things was like super down, or were they just firing at the same level?
Oh no, I think if I'm on that level,
Hmm.
that I'm on that level for a very long time. And I would have to like call a friend and just like keep talking about the same thing
Hmm.
until I kind of talk myself down from that energy.
Right.
Um, I remember being at the post office and I was praying that I didn't get this particular lady because she was such a bitch to everybody. She reminded me of the ladies in the movie. And I was in line with my best friend at the time, and I'm like, God, please don't let me get her. Please don't let me get her, please. And I get her. And she's saying, you can't mail the book in this. And I said, ma'am, but I was just here yesterday mailing a book in the same envelope. I don't understand why I can't mail it today.
Hmm.
And we were going back and forth. So finally, I just said, bitch, I will fuck you up. And she was like, what? I said, bring your ass outside.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. What did you?
And I waited. She didn't come out, but I was serious. I was serious because I had seen her humiliate all kinds of people every time I went there. And at first I was okay and I was talking to God and but the more we kept going,
Mm.
the more that thing started bubbling up in me, that anger and I just lost it. And my best friend didn't know what to do. She was just like totally scared. Um, but I've calmed down a lot from that. When I meet certain situations now, I just walk away.
Mm.
Um, or I'll laugh to keep me from going upside your head. So I just purposely, or I'll sing my favorite song, and this comes all the time. I got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Okay.
I'll just start singing, I got sunshine on a cloudy day. And people won't even know why I'm singing. I'm singing to shift my energy. Because when I left my ex-husband, that song helped me to get over some tough times.
Mm.
So I've been singing that song probably for the last 8 or 9 years.
Mm. So would you say that song is like more of a mantra for you, sort of like to help?
It is a mantra. It's that thing that keeps me centered
Mm.
and it keeps me balanced. And like I said, people won't even know why I'm singing it. I'll just break out and singing it. And it's like my mental just knows when to start singing it.
Mm.
And I know that I'm coming down. I'm coming down. And it sounds weird. It sounds crazy, but we all need that thing um, that's going to help us in those hard moments. Back in the day, I just used to go off. So then when my children got older and they started acting in the same way, I said, that's me.
Mm.
So I didn't criticize them. I said, hey, I understand. However, we're in a different time and age. I don't want you to get hurt. So try to bring it down some. You don't have to fight everybody.
Mm.
You don't have to go off on everybody. You don't have to prove your point. It's just for the moment. And then you move forward.
Yeah.
And ironically, my oldest, she's matured so much in that where she actually tried to pour gasoline on a young lady's car and light the car on fire with the lady's child in the car. And she said, Mom, I can't keep acting like that. So she's totally different now. She's totally in a place of peace.
Mm.
Um, my youngest daughter, she's really good with her words, but I tell her, don't use her words in a negative light. Use it in a positive light.
Mm.
It's okay. Because what I've seen with her words, there's power in words. And she's spoken some things on some people's lives and they've come to pass. And I said, you know, karma is real. So certain things you don't want to spew out of your mouth because it comes back to you too,
Mm.
So I'm just teaching her words because her words have so much power. And like when I've seen some of the things come to pass, I'm like, okay, God, do she got something special, some kind of gift, some kind of something, you know what I'm saying? Where she doesn't even know how much power her words have. And she says, Mom, I'm really a good person. She sounds just like me. I just don't like when people hurt me,
Mm.
because that's when that fire comes out of her, you know. And she used to like to fight too. And girlfriend, you can't go around fighting everybody. But I understand where they get it from.
Mm.
But I also understand where I got it from, So just learning to me loving kindness. And I've actually had to practice that. Now, do I get hurt? Yes. Do I get offended? Yes. Do I storm around the house cussing? Yes. I do. you know, um, when it comes to someone that I love, especially, and I feel wronged or I feel hurt, but then I get over it.
Mm.
And I understand that people come and go. Some people are in our lives for a season, and some people are in our lives for the long haul. And that's okay. That's okay. We just have to know what season it is.
Mm.
And my mother always taught me something. She said, don't wear your clothes so tight that you can't get rid of them.
Okay.
In other words, don't hold on to people and situations and things so tight that when it's time to get rid of it, you can't. You hold on, but then it's no good for you any longer. So I live by my mother's words. A lot of her is a lot of me. As far as like the wisdom, the compassion, the loving kindness, the spirituality. That's all me. The fire, the the wittiness, the comedian is all my mom. And it's so funny because a lot of times we don't get along, and I'm like, but I'm you.
Yes, okay. It's like looking in the mirror.
Yeah, like my mom, I remember when I was young, she sold everything and we moved to Jamaica. And I'm just like her. I'll just get up and be like, I'm out. I'm going to Africa. I'm out. I'm going to Spain. I'm out. I'm going wherever. So I'm so her. But sometimes I don't think she realizes how much of her I am,
Mm.
you know. But it's all good.
Like that a lot. Like with all of this sort of like with all of the sort of like self-reflection and yeah, like looking at yourself and basically looking at your kids and like yes, seeing how they've developed and the process of healing. Like when you're speaking, is it you're telling these same stories or are you like going
I
like
I have so many different stories, and it depends on the situation.
mm,
It depends what I'm speaking about. You know how most speakers prepare,
yeah.
like they might write. Okay, I don't do that. I used to. When I used to preach, I would have like 8 pages of notes, right? Especially in the beginning. And I was so boring. And the people would be falling asleep. And I would feel like saying, get up, but I couldn't fall asleep on me.
It's like, yeah. It's like, I said the power of Christ compels thee. Okay. Okay. Can you feel the Holy Spirit? Yep. Yeah.
So when I would preach, I was so boring. So then I stopped doing that. And before I speak now, I just say, okay, God, you say what needs to be said through me.
Mm,
Um, and I operate in that. I remember one time speaking, I don't even know what I was speaking on, but I know Spirit told me to hug every woman at the end. And I did. And these women were crying and, screaming and things like that. And it wasn't even a church event, it was like some other kind of event. I don't know. And it was just like, wow. So when I speak, I might do some interesting things, you know, um, depending on what spirit leads me to do in that situation. I'm very gifted intuitively.
mm,
Um, so I might use that in my speaking. And I honor that gift. And I honor it because number four, husband number four, he's the first person to let me know I had that gift.
ah,
I didn't know. I just knew that I would say things to people, just regular conversation, and people would just start crying or whatever. And it used to freak me out like, what the hell is going on here? But in that marriage, I learned to develop the gift, and not to think that it was weird or strange. It's just a gift. I'm not like some people who can just um, say it right then and there, where you can ask me a question, I'll give you an intuitive answer. It's something that comes over me, like I feel when it's taking place,
mm,
and I know what it is and to speak it. And I actually use a lot of that in my coaching. And I've taught my with my group coaching, how to develop that and practicing on each other so that they can use it in the marketplace. You know, I call it a marketplace anointing because it can shift you and allow you to get things that you ordinarily can't get because you're speaking into someone's life or you're giving them an answer that they've been waiting on. I remember being in a grocery store and Spirit kept telling me to tell the lady something. I don't even know what it was. And I was like, God, come on, not here. I don't feel like it. Like, come on, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And it just kept coming and coming. And finally I said, okay. And I went to the woman in Walmart and I told her, and she just started crying. And she said, thank you. I've been praying about that. You know, so I love the gift. My mom has the gift.
Like it sounds like a gift, and so does your daughter.
Yeah, yeah. My mom has it. And I remember her saying something in church,
Hmm.
and it wasn't good what she was saying. And people were mocking her. But everything she said came to pass. Everything. You know, and people get nervous when you start speaking certain things and it becomes true.
Hmm.
But with the gift, you kind of learn to walk alone,
Hmm.
you know, because you understand that not everyone will understand it. You know that everyone won't embrace it, and you just keep it moving.
Hmm.
You know, like for me, I believe that discerning of spirit is very real in that that inner gut feeling tells you things and that it keeps you safe and that it warns you about people and situations. And I teach people go with your gut because spirit gave that to us for a reason. And I think most of us have it. We just don't embrace it and we just don't use it. But we know when something's not right or something's off
Hmm.
or someone's off.
No, indeed, indeed. I think if we listen to our guts a little bit more, it might save us. Well, it might save us some embarrassment, pain, or like that sort of harsh lesson. But you know what? I think you've got to go through that a couple of times. So yeah, you like, okay, yeah. Next time you speak, I promise I'll listen. And then your gut gives you the side eye
Yeah.
and goes, "Of course you will." It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like this is the thing. I like, yeah, you seem to be very, very, very well connected with who you are, like more spiritually. And like this is
Yeah.
like, yeah, I would say religion, I don't know, like, you know what I mean, the difference between religion and spiritual. No, but you kind of made it kind of like very clear.
Yeah.
Myself, yeah, what that means to you on that like level. And like, you know,
Yeah.
how it's, well, helps serving you, well, keeping your life together, and how you can actually implement that for other people as well, help them be that guiding light to lead them on to a better path for their
Yeah.
life if they truly listen. But you know how it is, you know how it goes. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, what also fascinates me about you is like, yeah, you're doing like, yes, you're doing the personal like you are a life coach, you're doing the personal development, speaking, and like, yes, you've had time to write 2 books, but like, yeah,
5.
like, excuse me, look, okay, I will let you have that, your braggadocious moment right there.
5.
Books.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. It's like when someone would say, "Oh, you're a dental assistant." I'd be like, "No, no, baby. I'm a dental hygienist."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. Braggadocious moment again. There you go. Right. It's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, You started a YouTube channel where you're interviewing people like left, right, and center as well. Like, yeah,
Yes.
how did you get into that?
I don't know. I just started interviewing people because I think that people are interesting.
Hmm.
And I think that everyone has something to say, and that everyone has a voice. And to use the voice, it's okay. Use the voice. And I like to choose people who are normally not heard.
Mhm.
I just have something for people, I believe, who have been silenced for whatever reason, or who have been afraid to talk. So I kind of channel in on those type of people who have something to say but never really had a voice to say it. So it's not like an interview, it's more like a conversation.
Mm,
Yeah, where we just talk like you and I are doing. We just talk.
yeah.
I don't want to ask 50 million questions. I try to make it more conversationally than anything, than interview like.
Mm.
I want to talk like we're talking sitting on my couch, or, we out having drinks like, girl, or what's up, man? Or what you doing with your life? That type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fantastic, fantastic.
I'm gonna have to have you on there.
Well, look, put it this way, I'll be happy to join you on a conversation at some point, for
Um,
sure.
yes, I think I'm taking off the month of January just because I have back footage that I need to upload, and then I'll be ready again because I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to do it right, and I want to do it in excellence.
Yeah.
I want to have
Yeah, I hear that. Like, because I think I'm gonna sort of take off like mid-December to mid-January.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like this is the thing. Yeah, during the Christmas holiday or holiday season, however you want to like flavor it, like yeah, there's gonna be 2 weeks where pretty much most of the world is like, see ya, I'm off for the year, and like yeah,
Yeah.
not coming back until sort of January, and I'll be like, yeah, we're back in January, and realistically, it might be more in February, but yeah, it's going to be a sort of quiet. Like we're going like got 2 more weeks before it's really quiet. But you know
Okay.
what I mean? I think it might be a little bit different this year because of all the lockdown fun the world has been facing.
I know. I think we're even going to be like more lockdown. But I have to ask you this: are you going to take the COVID shot because they're coming to you first? I just saw it on the news this morning.
Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, like my lady, she was like, yes, vaccines. Like I was like, yeah, and like I'm kind of like, okay, look, vaccines normally take a good couple, 2, 3 years, maybe 5 years in some cases to come through, and like I'll be like, no problem if it was that type of circumstance. This has been like, okay, we need this now, immediate.
Mhm.
So like people might not say it like no, I'll take the vaccine, blah blah blah, but most people I know kind of looking at it like yeah, and this goes through all spectrum of society, are kind of looking at it with the side eye. I kind
I ain't taking it.
of like, no, but it's like I'll be like okay, like, you guys go first, wait patiently. How you feeling? Like if they go I'm like okay, maybe not for me. If they're like I'm great, I'll be like, hey, why not? But like this is the thing. I'm like I won't lie. Like I will say I am nervous, like slightly nervous about it, but it's a case of push comes to shove. If it works, I'll take it. But
Okay.
as I say, I'm like I look at it with like a bit of a side eye, and I think a lot of other people who won't admit it, and that's one of the things. Most people won't admit it that they will yeah, I'm not nervous about it. It's like kind of like a
Mhm.
yeah, you know what? Mm, let's wait and see. And I think that's a lot of people that's going to see this first wave, second wave go through, and like go,
I ain't taking nothing.
well, you know what I mean? Like I would say one of the things I think was it a minister named Mike, I think Michael Gove. Like, but
Mhm.
I think what might start to happen, like this might be a more extreme thing when like this like vaccine goes global and like you know what I mean, everyone's taking it. You might get actual places which will be like going, yeah, can you prove you've taken the vaccine? I can see something like that happening in certain places.
Yeah,
And like they'll be like, well, if you haven't taken it,
you can't come or you can't work here or
yeah. And like
yeah,
that's my only thing. It's just gonna be like you might be nervous. Like,
forced on us.
yeah, I think that might be the case.
Well, I know with the hepatitis shot, that in the world of dentistry, hepatitis B, we did have to take the vaccination for that just to protect us from getting that. But I don't know about this whole COVID thing.
Yeah, like this, yeah, with regards to the whole 2020 and the way it's all gone down, look, it's hit everyone like a freight train. Like it's
Yeah.
nowhere. Like if you mentioned like okay, 80% of all business in the world would be like shut down, people would like go, "Are you crazy?" Like that make
Right.
a movie, but are you crazy? Like now,
Right.
like look, we've
But you know, I think that movies paint the picture a lot of times for things that are going to happen, like Contagion.
well, look, with Contagion, look, that painted it painted a very sort of similar story.
Right, similar. It doesn't, it's not like to the T, but I'm just saying, just like, do you remember Flash Gordon back in the 70s and how he was walking on the moon and then how we did it, or um, the the Jetsons where food is coming out the machine and we're there. So I think that spirit gives people, or wait a minute, another one. Um, the Simpsons, when Donald Trump was president on The Simpsons,
Yes,
right? I think that spirit gives people like these creatives the inspiration to do these things because later down the line it's going to come.
like this is the thing.
Not all movies, but a lot of these things.
But what I would simply say to that is like no matter what they actually put down on paper, like on television, on film, in a computer game, when real life kicks in and goes, yeah, it's real. It is so like it's so much weirder than what they've actually put down either on paper or on television and games or like on the movies. You like look at it and go, right, how on earth did that come about? And look, you just like look at it, you go, oh, Contagion. Mention Contagion. That film's like a good 10, maybe 15 years old. And you're like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, it'd be like that. But when you like actually happened, like this sort of circumstance, yeah, it's so much weirder. Look, the UK has just come out of its second lockdown. I think parts of America are heading towards their second lockdown. And
Right.
so, you know what I mean? Planet, look, anyone who goes, yes, they'll lock down the country twice, they'll lock down this, and you won't be able to do that. And you're in Texas, which I think is a state which is a little bit more on the free side of things compared to
Mhm.
California or New York or that, yeah.
Right, right.
So, you know what I mean? So it's always stranger in reality than fiction. So, yeah.
Yeah, of course it's going to be stranger because we're experiencing it and we're in the matrix.
It's like, uh, I'm not going to give you the Matrix. No, it's like because yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Like this conversation is like yeah, How do you know if I'm real then? Then you might be talking to a computer program, or you're a computer program.
You never know, right? You never know.
Like this mic I've got
Do
here.
you believe in aliens?
Aliens? Like, this is the thing. Like, this is taking a turn, I've got to say.
No, let's stick to the script. Let's stick to the script. I'll email you. Do you believe in aliens?
But this is the thing.
Look at my head.
Yeah. Like, you're not wearing a faux hat, so I'll continue with this conversation. Sure. Yeah. But what I would simply say is, if you kind of look at how vast and infinite space is, like to say we're the only intelligent life out there right now, sort of floating around, like going around. And look, some people might argue, the human race is not that intelligent. But
I think the Martians are up there like, look at them humans.
Put it this way, if I was an alien on a spaceship looking down on Earth, there'll be a lot of giggling moments. I think one of the things I would scratch my head about if I was on that ship was like, why does everything which is bizarre and crazy on this planet happen in Florida? Is that going? But there is just, space is so large, and there's so many stars, there's so many things we just don't know.
We don't, and that's why I try to teach people to come out the box, because it doesn't have to be this particular way. Open up your spirit to receive what spirit has for you. It doesn't have to be the way mama did it, you know what I'm saying? Or how grandpa did it, or how your cousin did it. It could be just how you do it. And it could be different. And it could be great. Like Madam C.J. Walker, she became a multi-millionaire during the Spanish flu of 1918. It's during these times where people have to be creative to make it. So just as many people who are suffering, and not taken away from them, because I pray for them daily and sometimes even cry because I can't imagine not being able to have food. There's other people who are creating awesome things during this time that are making it, so we have personal choices that we have to make. I know when this first started, being in the dental field, I was like, oh no, I ain't going in nobody's mouth. And I was like, I'm done. But I had already said to Spirit and to my husband, August 8th, don't fall asleep for me. August 8th.
No. That's like clearing my throat. Don't want to be burping up on my mic and everything like that. You know what I mean? No, it's not that. No, this way. Like if you were boring me, I'd be like, oh no, technical issues. Oh no, everything's gone wrong. And just be like, yeah.
All right, we out.
Yeah.
But
you'll be like, so tell me about one of your interesting podcasts. Well, you know what I mean? Like, no names or anything, but there was this one lady. But it's actually, I got myself a pillow. I got some hot cocoa. I was there. I was like, she was talking away. I had some lullaby music playing in the background. And it was like,
So wait a minute. So August 8th, 2020, and I don't know if you know about 8. 8, spiritually, that number is new beginnings. So August 8th, 2020, I had told my husband in Spirit, that's the last day in dental hygiene. I said, I don't know how, but I'm just doing it. Like, I'm not doing it no more. I'm done. I'm not doing it part-time. I'm not doing it. And COVID came in March. So I just had to pivot like everyone else, get more clients and work all the gifts within. you know, and I haven't suffered at all, financially or anything. And my husband, he's like, how do you do all this stuff? But it's God's grace that allows me to do it. My schedule is very busy and very packed, and I finally realized I need a personal assistant
Mm.
to come and help me. But it's like my brain is like a computer, even though technically our brains are better than computers. But my brain remembers so much, like times and things like that, and dates, and oh, I got this, and oh, I got that, and I have to make this call, and I'm working on other people's projects. So spirit and my brain just, it's like, okay, don't forget.
Mm.
And I've mastered doing it well, and doing it with grace, and doing it in excellence, especially when it comes to other people's stuff, because you always want to give a great product, or you always want to receive a great review on the things that you're doing. Um, so it's been a blessing for me.
Mm.
It's been a great blessing, and being able to communicate with athletes and stuff like that. And God has really blessed me during this time. So I expect greater blessings. And I tell my husband this, our blessings, and we know this together. And we've said it in our separate spaces. Our blessings isn't just for us.
Mm.
Our blessings is to bless other people, not just our children, but people who need what we have. So whether it's financial blessings, or whether it's helping you get something started, or whether it's a kind word, or a smile, or a laugh, it's not just for us. It's for others to partake of those things as well.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, like this is the thing. Yeah, I hear that. And when you mentioned the whole personal assistant, like I think with where you are in your journey going forward and everything like this, like I think this is where a lot of people like get it wrong where you're at. And like I'm saying this from the standpoint of an
Okay.
observer. I'm not a practitioner in that side of it yet. But like that building a team, because like
Yeah.
there's only so much time and energy we can give out in a day. And look, to be
Yes.
excellent, like, and if you're like doing everything, spinning all those plates, yeah, it's not a case of it comes to ruin. It just doesn't go to maybe some of the standards you want to achieve.
Right.
So like,
Or
mm,
the next level
yeah,
with that upgrade.
yeah. And that's where I think looking at building a team, like, yeah, if it starts with one member for a year, 2 years, then like, you know what I mean? Next, like a next person, because look, in some regards, you've got a little bit of a team formulated with your graphic designer, where you go all devil goes Prada, like wears Prada on him, but like, you know what I mean? But like, you get what I'm saying? But with that, it's like
He's
that's
Nigerian.
I. It's like I swear he most probably is sweating right now. It's like someone's talking about me. What?
No, no. You know what? Like, I consider his family my family
Mm.
now. Like, we're that close, and it's amazing. And the day that I received him, I was actually in Philadelphia, and I was at get my car tires changed. And the man was Nigerian.
Mm.
And I said, God, I want to work with a Nigerian, because the man was so kind to me. And I went home and found this guy, and we've been together since.
Yeah, but like,
The same day.
yeah, but like this is the thing. With especially with yourself, like whoever you do bring on as an assistant, like, yeah, I can't. I don't think.
Teach me.
No, well, I don't think you'll be able to help yourself, but like they're gonna have to, like, you know what I mean. They're gonna be a very sort of super tight member of whatever you do. I mean, like where I mean, you said he's like family. When it comes to a personal assistant, that is like you'll be like, yes, you're my family, you're this, like, and like finding that right person. I think that's going to be where the trick lies for you. Like it's not going to be easy because yeah, but hey, I know like when you do find that personal assistant, then like other things will fall into place. Because right now, look, with all you do, like life coach, personal developer, speaker, author, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, doing the podcast interviews like over YouTube and like, you know what I mean, sourcing people for that. It's just like, okay, if I told you to do X, Y, and Z on the project, you like go, yeah, I can do it, but it's a case of what would you be able to do everything else at the same standard, or would you
Right.
the next?
Right. And that's where I know that I really need someone. So I've really been praying and saying, God, could you please send the right person for me? Because even though I can be a bitch sometimes, I'm really good to people. Like I have a really good heart and I embrace people and I take them in as family.
Mm,
Sometimes when you do that, you also get dogged out.
hey,
You know what I'm saying? So the person would definitely have to be of my standards as far as the work ethics and, want to build, and know that it's not about them. It's about me.
mm. I'm deliciously self-centered. It's like, get on board or get out of the way. It's like, it's like, don't you mean it's about us? No, 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 no. You know, like I told you, it's about me. It's like, yes, like, hey, like, yeah, you know when you get an Oreo cookie, yes, the like stuff in the middle, yes, yes, I am the stuff in the middle. I make the Oreo cookie special. Like, doesn't matter what flavor it is. I'm the
Oh, wait a minute. But at least I know, right? That's the battle.
uh,
It's knowing.
hey, hey, you know what? I just love the way you keep your modesty in check. Yes, yes, I got- Like, okay.
Stop making me laugh. I'm being interviewed now.
Look, hey, look, I, I'm I I'm just a I'm just a humble veteran of 113 podcasts. Like, I've been just doing this over a year. Like, you know what? I don't say I'm freaking awesome. That's what people say to me.
But I could say, but if you did, I would have no problems with you saying it. I would be like, yeah, I love the confidence. I want to be on his podcast, you know.
Oh, welcome. You are on my podcast.
What I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That even if I wasn't, and you told me how awesome you are, and I would be like, oh, I want to be on that. I wouldn't think, oh, he's cocky, or I'd be like, oh my God, he's so confident.
Don't I come across as confident? What was that?
You do, but if you were speaking like that, like you're talking about me, I would just say, oh, they're really confident.
Yeah, like yes. One day I'll flex. One day, but not today. Not today.
You can flex today. You be flexing on your Instagram page.
It's like, look. I don't flex on my Instagram page. It's just a moment or two of inspiration. Hey, want you want to lift hefty things? Yes, I show you heavy things to lift. You want to run?
Yes.
I show you. It's like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mm.
So,
I,
but yeah.
I have to ask, like, what? Like, look, you mentioned Devil Wears Prada as a film like you watch. What
I'm
is?
gonna watch that today.
Yeah, there you go. I inspire you to watch that film.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is like, what would you say is either a film or a book? What's kind of inspired you? You mentioned a book earlier.
It works.
Yeah, it works. Yes.
It worked. I love that book. It's really short. Matter of fact, it's in the other room. It's really short, but it's to the point, and it's what I operate in. Favorite movie, even though it's not really a movie, it's a documentary, The
Ah,
Secret.
The Secret. Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, when I was in religion, I was like, I don't need the secret.
Mm.
The secret is in my Bible. But now that I'm out of religion, I'm like, oh my God, I love the secret. But it's the same thing that's in the Bible that we don't live by.
Mm. Yeah. Like this is the thing. Sometimes, like with like, like I'm glad you mentioned the Secret. Like, but with the Secret, I think there are some people like you. Like, yes, I just manifest it, and like it's a case of okay. Everyone that I've seen who's been like used the secret and been really ultra successful with the secret, they might have a manifestation of I want to achieve this, but they
Right.
go out and they put in the work. So
Right. You gotta work. Okay. All right. And this is how I explain it. And I'm actually interviewing a personal assistant in 14 minutes. But let me explain. Some things are going to come to us naturally without any work, right? And then some things we really have to work for. And I'm gonna give you a for instance, because to me, examples are the best ways. Back in 2016, I think it was on my birthday. I was looking at my vision board. I think it's over there. And it said that I wanted to tone my body. I wanted to be able to do 100 push-ups, and I wanted a tummy tuck, right? So I looked at it and I was like, okay, God, how are we going to do this? I lie to you not, I still have the inbox message. Within an hour, someone contacted me from Spain talking about looking for celebrity to come to Spain. We'll train, we'll feed you, house you. Only thing you have to do is get there. So I said, well, who is it that you want and what is your budget? And they were saying, we don't have a budget. We don't have any money to pay them, but we're going to house them, feed them, and train them. And I said, well, if I can help you, if I could find someone, I'll circle back and give you their information. Got off the Facebook, and Spirit said to me, well, you're a local celebrity in Atlanta, so why don't you go? So I said, okay. So I hopped back on Facebook on my business page, and I said, hey, I'm a local celebrity in Atlanta. I said, I'm known for the reality show Preacher's Exes that I created. It didn't get picked up. I said, however, I don't need to lose weight, but I would like to tone my body. So I saw that they read the message, but they didn't respond. So I got off. So maybe about 10 minutes later, I circled back and I said, hey, I see that you read the message. What are your thoughts? They said, oh, we're discussing it now. So that was July 26th of 16. In November, I think it was November, I was in Spain. Now, with these people, I didn't know. So now, getting there, people were saying, you're crazy. You could be catfished. You don't know, whatever. So I had already committed myself, but I was praying the whole time, God, if this isn't for me, let me know, whatever, whatever. So I'm at the gas station in Philly, right? So the lady behind me, I could see her in my car mirror, and she was beautiful. So I got out the car. I said, ma'am, I just wanted to let you know how pretty you are. And she said, thank you, got back in my car. And I'm driving off. Her husband's coming out of the gas station and he's running after my car. He came to me and he said, God says it's okay to go. Never saw this man. I wouldn't even know what he looks like today or his wife. And that was my okay that I was able to go. And I went, I was ripped. My body was ripped. I could do those 100 push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still have pictures from it and everything. It was a great experience. On a beach called Alicante, Spain. It was wonderful, but God did that. My Facebook friends were watching the whole time, and it was just part of my journey.
Outstanding.
So I was saying that there's some things just come to us, and then some things we work for, like my dog. I wanted a Maltese puppy during this pandemic. I looked at the Ozarks before I even thought about a puppy. Someone was like, you could look at the Ozarks. And I'm like, okay. So then I decided I want a puppy. I looked all over the US for a puppy. Couldn't find what I wanted. So I said to one of my coaching clients on a Saturday morning, I said, hey, I'm looking for this particular dog. Do you know anybody? And she said, oh, we used to have one of those. And she said, I'll let you know. I'll contact a friend. So she contacted a friend. She got a link from somewhere. And this link took me to the lady in the Ozarks. Never even knew about no Ozarks, except when I looked at the Netflix.
Yeah.
I got my dog from the Ozarks.
Oh, superb.
But I researched and I looked and I was contacting people. So right there, I was putting my works with my faith, and I had to put in the work in order for it to come. So now I'm putting in the work for a personal assistant. And I believe that the right one will come at the right time, but I got to do my part too.
Indeed.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome.
What can I say? I've got to reveal one last thing.
Okay.
I am a being of supreme cosmic power, and I have the
Okay.
power to grant you one wish and one wish alone. So look, here's the thing. No wishing for extra wishes, no writing down on a piece of paper saying, okay, yeah, make all of the things on this piece of paper come true. And hey, no raising the dead and no world peace. Now, I ask you, what would that one wish be?
Wow. That's tough.
Hey.
Shit. I would have to think. I can't just give you something. I wouldn't wish for world peace because
No, you can't have that. No, too many people ask for it. It's proven.
No, I don't want that one anyway. Wow. Can I have to say it out loud?
Well,
do you do this to everyone?
Look, I have a list of people I've got to help out. Look, as I say.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting. Here we go.
I would wish that the McDonald's Corporation would purchase my trademark for my suicide prevention campaign from me.
Wow. Okay. I shall get working on that for you. Yes. Hey, now, you've got to go very soon. But yes, what I've got to say is, hey, Cheron, thank you. Thank you for on today. It is much appreciated. Can you tell the lovely people out there how they can reach you and get in contact with you? I'm going to call you the spiritual life coach from now.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
Hey, come on now. You're very
No, I want to know from your opinion. Why is that?
Like you are You're one who seems to be very in touch with their sort of like spiritual growth needs and basically their spiritual direction. And yes, when you have to follow it, where people go, they follow their heart. You trust your spiritual instincts, which basically sometimes takes you to a place which often is out of your comfort zones and basically makes you take a chance a little bit more than other people. But if you didn't have that connection with your spirituality, I think you would not do as many things as you have done, like traveling, going here, doing this, taking and embracing many of the experiences you've had in your life. But that's me in just like capsulating it in a very sort of tight, neat nutshell. If I'm wrong, please let me know.
No, you're not wrong. I'm very spirit led. That's just who I am. But anyway, people can reach me at all things Cheron K. Griffin. That's Cheron as in Nancy, S is this? Oh, no, that's my email. Okay. Cheron K. Griffin, CheronK, Griffin. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and whatever else is out there. I don't know. I'm on too many darn things.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate the opportunity and the time that we spent together. We're definitely going to have to get together on my podcast and do our thing and have fun doing it. So I will make sure that you have that link, and let's do it before you go. Well, I'm taking off January. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll
indeed.
figure it out. But I would love to have you to know more about you and what you do.
Ah, no doubt, no
Yeah,
doubt.
because today was all about me.
Yes, because yes, you are the special stuff. What goes into an Oreo cookie? You are.
Yeah,
It's like it's all about me.
right,
Like,
right. It's all about me.
no, it's all about you, not me.
Right, right. So we're going to make it all about you, and we're going to have a great conversation, probably about love, sex, relationships, or anything else you want to talk about, your podcast. And yeah, that's what I like to do.
Indeed, I'm open.
Awesome.
Run. Have a
Yes.
great day. You have
Thank you.
you being a superstar. To like say like I'm anything else I say will just boost up your ego too much, and yeah, we won't be able to get you out of that room with a swollen.
No, no, you'll be able to get me out because I eat a lot of humble pie.
Yeah,
And to be honest, even though I toot my own horn and I'm very confident in self, I love other people and I'm going to give them the best of me with compassion. So,
superb. Awesome. I'd like to say thank you to you, my friends, my life warriors out there. Please stay safe, stay well. I'd like to say be awesome, be excellent, be fantastic, be all the positive bees you can be in this world and then some. Have a great day, guys. And yes, peace. Oh,
thank